YouTubers, it's been quite a while since I've done a cooking video. I've done a number of weaving videos lately, and in fact I've got another weaving video that is in process because a weaving project takes a lot longer to do than a cooking project. I can finish a small cooking project in a couple hours, but weaving sometimes is a week or two. Anyways, tonight we're doing grilled cheese. Now, for those of you that are thinking American grilled cheese, just some cheddar cheese or some American cheese slapped on a piece of bread, this is not what we're doing. I'm doing something very similar to the Greek Saganaki, but I don't have Kasari cheese. I do have Feta cheese. That's what we like better. So what I'm going to first do is prepare a real light breading and an egg wash. Then I'm going to slice up some Feta cheese into thin slices, and I'll get you closer, you can see that, and then we'll fry that. So let's take a quick look at the ingredients. I've got a little bit of flour, I don't know how much, maybe about a half a cup, and a little bit of almond flour, just to make this a little bit more low carb. And I've already thrown the almond flour in there. It's going to be a little bit of fresh ground black pepper. That's it for that. We need an egg wash. Get that stupid thing out of there. And we're going to mix that with a little bit of milk and just beat the egg. And then after I get that done, we'll take a break. And I'll get out the cheese and get that cut up and get the flour and stuff put away. But we just want a pretty simple milk and egg wash. You get the idea. Back to you in just a minute. Okay, the next step is Feta cheese. We've got 2 of these packages of the Feta cheese in block form, not the crumbled stuff. We want the real block form. And what we're going to do is slice it. And how thick? Well, maybe just under 1/4 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that real well, but slices around 1/4, maybe just under. Now tonight we're going to be serving 3 people with this, so we'll go with 2 blocks of cheese. Here we are now. The next step, create a little bit more space here. Just run them quickly through the milk and egg wash, very lightly, bread them in the flour and black pepper, and stand them on end. Just let them dry for just a minute. We don't have very much flour on there, it's just enough to give it a little bit of a crust when we start to fry these up. I think you get the idea of what I'm doing here. So I'll keep doing this, but we'll turn the video off and show you what it looks like when I'm ready for the next step. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, and this could be done after I do the fry up the cheese or grill the cheese, or before. I'm going to do it before just as we've got it done. We've bought these Pillsbury French bread loaves that come in the blue cardboard tube, and just bake them in the oven for whatever the tube says. And I'm just going to get a few slices, and this is going to be the bread for grilled cheese sandwiches. So, just so you know what we're using for bread. That's enough for now. I'll get back and we'll cut up more of it after we get a little bit closer. Time to go turn on the oven or the stove top and start grilling the cheese. Alright, the other ingredients for this, One of them is a lemon. So here we have handy dandy lemon. Just going to slice them up and be ready to, I'll juice about half a lemon into a measuring cup. I'm not so much measuring it as I just need a container, because I know I want about a half a lemon's worth. Throw this in the garbage. Now that gave us about a quarter of a cup of lemon juice. Now we're going to add a little bit over a quarter of a cup of brandy. About 3/8 of a cup of brandy in there. So, grilled cheese. The way we're doing it is a little bit of olive oil into a hot frying pan. And then we'll just start putting the cheese in. You can start to hear it grilling. My frying pan's not big enough to do all of the cheese at once, so I'm going to do 2 go-rounds of this, and I'll just take the first batch of cheese out and put it onto the plate. You can see what I'm doing. I'm literally frying the cheese, or grilling the cheese. That's why I call it. It's like a Greek grilled cheese sandwich, also called Saganaki, except that they normally make Saganaki with Casseri cheese, and I'm using feta. What I basically want to do is just begin to brown these, not quite. Can go just a little bit longer yet, I think. I've got my stove set to kind of medium-high. A little above medium, but not to the high area, so halfway between those two. There, you can just begin to see it starting to just turn lightly golden brown, and the cheese is starting to melt. I want the cheese soft, but not a complete melted mess. So let them go on that side for just a minute. And then we'll throw the next batch in. I'm a little bit closer here. I'm going to throw these guys back in, as many of them as I can, just to get them reheated. They're all going to fit though. Okay, that's it. Now, the next piece is the brandy and lemon juice. Just goes right in. I'm going to let that steam off, get a little bit of the brandy to steam off. The fumes will make you cough. Some people at this point would take it where it's safer to do it and flame it, burn off the alcohol. I just think it's easier to not, besides which I don't want to set my kitchen on fire. Got a couple slices of bread. I've turned the heat off. We basically put a little bit of Saganaki with the brandy and lemon sauce onto the bread, and delicious. And it goes wonderful with a glass of red wine. So very simple meal to do for a Sunday night. Feeds 2 or 3 and it's super easy to make. If you like my channel, I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe, make comments. Bon appetit!